Good morning. It's Monday, April 17th, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Wudang Dragon Sword. Have the next movement in the series. I think it's movement 5. But we're going to practice what we're going to do today anyway. Maybe 5 and 6. So that's all right. And I'm going to talk about this for just a second. In much of what I've done, there have been times when I was more or less active, more or less working on this form, working on that form, doing this, doing that. It is part of practice. It comes with. All right. So, I'm going to put this down. We're going to get started. With that in mind, I was reminded of something that is fundamental to what I'm doing. And I'm tripping over it again. All right. I don't tend to talk about my background and my expertise. I don't try and put on airs. I don't pretend this, I don't pretend that. But the fact is, for 10 years, I held the U.S. Women's National title in Tai Chi. So, if I went to tournament, I was walking away with the trophy. That experience is something that I have. I did that. And no, I just glossed over it again, didn't I? It's not something that is what I want to talk about every day. I don't. I did it. It's there. I have that experience. I have that expertise. I really do know what I'm doing. When I practice, I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. If I'm performing, that is always going to be perfect. Even if it's not exactly what I practiced, you will always see it as being perfect. I know how to do that too. And that skill comes from practice. Yeah, I got to work on that today, okay? Let's work on that today. Feet about shoulder width apart. Bend the knees. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And circle the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out. Roll up. And stretch out again. One more time. Fingertips reach up, elbows drop down, wrists, hands return to your sides. That smooth movement is something that we're going to want to pay attention to this morning. Right leg front, left leg back. Open through the leg and sink. Okay? Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, down. And come on the right. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and down again. All right. For what I want to do next, I need to stretch a little bit. and there are issues, right? Here, without my hands, right? And I need to be able to do that on both sides. That extension all the way down, and come on up. All right, we're gonna work on this, right? So first thing, I'm leaning all the way forward. I've got weight on my hands that can't be there. In form, this is why we're talking. Why are we doing this? Sword form. Let me show you. I said, I'm trying to say two things at the same time doesn't work. So I had said early on, when I first started Dragon Sword, that one of the things that needed to happen, one of the things that I needed to do, was to revisit and redevelop some of the flexibility that I used to have. Some of it's going to come back, some of it's not. I got to be realistic, right? But, yeah, that still works. But, and my hand is better also. Yeah, this is all fine now. This one I still got a little bit, but, all right, so that getting back to what I know I can do, because I did it, is a process. It's not an immediate thing. So in order for me to do what I was just doing, I need to stretch, I need to do a couple more things before I can do that. That's what we're going to work on this morning. So from where we were, and I showed this a little bit previously, right? So we have come through right foot step here, down to the center, back, slice around, turn it over, and down. Right here, that's all the way down. It goes all the way down. So, being well placed, having the strength to go up and down, and understanding that, yeah, I got the sword, I need to be doing something, I can't use my hands. And when I get here, right, yeah, this is okay. It's not great. All the way down. I'm going to do this from the other side just so you can see it. And then we're going to work on the legs. We just do a little leg stretch. And then we're going to work on that low work that I just did. And try not to use the hands. Alright. Right foot front. Here. Set. Step up. Down. Back. Slice around, look where my hand is. It's a yang palm. Palm is up. Slice around. Open. Turn the sword over. And come around again. This, right? I'm here. This moves quickly. Right? Pull in at the hilt and turn the blade out. Go down while you're doing it. Up and down. That that part, let's work on that a little bit. We're going to use this same strengthening skill, strengthening method. Yep, on the floor. we need this for a couple other moves as well, or I need this for a couple other moves as well. And as we're practicing, okay, so bend the knees, flex the foot, so pull your toes back to you, flex your foot, and sit forward. Lean forward into your legs. Outside of your foot, don't twist it out, just barely hold it. You don't want to use your hands to do this. You want to use the waist and the abs to pull yourself forward. Knees bent. This is just to give your hands someplace to go, right? Fingers only, don't pull your foot. Keep your foot straight, flex the foot, and go forward. 1. Pull as tight as you can into your knees. And release it. Sit up. Come forward again. Up. And forward again. As you sit up, pull up. So, pull up through the spine. Lean forward. Pull up through the spine. Lean forward. One more time. Pull up and lean forward. Hold. Pull into your knees. Hold your knees. Pull into your knees. Don't pull your foot out. Don't let that happen. Pull in and up. All right, relax. You should feel just whatever is comfortable, right? You should feel that in the back of your leg, in the top of your leg, and more importantly, in the lower part of your calf and your foot. Okay? The point of this stretch is the foot. Okay? We're really pulling on the foot here. Really, right here, pulling on the foot. That strength and that stretch is what we need to go all the way down without raising the heel. That stretch right back here is what keeps the heel on the ground. Okay, the heel doesn't get to come up. All right, and that is true for everything that goes all the way up and down. In everything that I do, the heel doesn't come up. Exception for coiling snake, where we do actually want the heel to come up. In coiling snake, in Qigong practice, we do. We use that. Pretty much anything else, the heel wants to stay down. We're not working on the toes. In dance, we work on the toes a lot. Okay? Other side. Right? So part of, and you notice where my hand is right here. I have an issue with this muscle. Goes from the, I should know what it is, but I don't. I know where it is. I know what it looks like. From the knee, just inside the knee, up into the hip, and it's tight. It's very tight. And so even resting my leg here, it's uncomfortable, right? This is okay. That's not so much. That's why it's there. That's why I'm working on it. Because if I'm going to use it and it's too tight, it will hurt. Right? That sense of knowing what your body is willing to do, able to do. I'm willing to do this. I'm trying, all right? What my body is ready to do. No, my body's telling me no. I'm listening. I said, no, you need to stretch this leg, all right? And as I'm sitting here with the leg on the floor, I'm actively moving, pushing, right? Pull back on the toes, push through the heel. that stretch has already released some of the tension in this muscle. So when I set my leg here, it was a little bit painful. It was uncomfortable. I knew what it was. I knew why it hurt. It's tight. I knew that if I worked it a little bit, just a little bit, to loosen it up, that I could get it to relax. Once I get it to relax, now it can stretch. So if the muscle's held tight, you can't stretch it. It has to relax enough that now you can extend. That's what we were just doing with the feet and flex position and the knees bent. We're going to do that again in just a second without the knees bent. How close you can put your chest to your thighs is the goal. Okay? It's not, can I put my nose to my knees? It's, can I flatten my chest against my thighs? That stretch is through the back of the leg, through the inside of the leg, through the spine, and through the hip. What has to move is the body around the hips. We do this naturally when we sit down. We do. Not quite to the extent that we're going to try and do it right now. Alright, so this time, don't grab the feet, grab the ankles as you lean forward, the outside of the ankle, and if you're not quite there yet, right here, just below the knee, okay, don't not up here on the knee, just below the knee. Because as we bend over, you want to pull this up. This comes toward you. You don't want to pull that, you don't want to do that on your knee joint, right? So you want the bone here, you want the bone here. Either place, you're going for the bone, not the joint, okay? As you lean forward, keep all of this flat. Turn through the hip. And it's not easy. It's not, okay? So, pull up, lean forward, and keep pulling. Chest to the knees, or excuse me, chest to the thighs. Okay? It's not nose to the knees, right? Nose to the knees, do you see where my back bent? No. The flat of the chest to the thighs. Sit up, pull forward, and again, sit up, pull forward. You will feel this in the back of your legs. Pull forward, and again, pull forward. One more time. And again. There we go. All right, relax. That stretch through, yeah, go here. All right. Right now I have my right leg is tucked in to the front. My left leg is tucked as close as I can get it to the back. All right. I want the goal here is your heel to your hip. Hey, I'm there. Hey, I'm there. I can't do that without pulling on. I can't bring my foot to that position without my hand. But having that stretch, having that flexibility back is great. Okay, that's the goal. Heel to the hip, and you should be able to do that whether you have your hand there or not. Okay, it ain't happening. Not today. Right? The other hand is supporting the weight. You get support over here. Now, let's not do that. Let's work on that back leg. So grab your ankle, not the joint, the bone, just right here. Grab the bone, pull it around. Hold with this hand and push up. So you're pushing into the other leg. Push up and open the hip, open the waist, push up, or pull up through the pelvic floor so that you're not on the legs. You're pulling up. If you take your back hand and your front hand, push up and sit down. And okay, both hands, one hand behind the hip, the other hand at the hip, push up and sit down. All right, I'm going to come around the other side. This hand sets in between the heel and the hip, right? And I have a cramp in my leg. Pay attention to that. There are movements that we may do as part of stretching that will, no, my muscle doesn't want to do that right now, thanks. That was what happened when I pulled this around. As I stretched it back out, I loosened that muscle so that it could relax. It's okay. That, listening to what your body is telling you, and notice I'm leaning on this hand. Listening to what your body is telling you is so very important in everything that we're doing, because if you're not paying attention, you're not going to know where that movement is. You're not going to find the movement. And as you're practicing, understanding what you are capable of today, not tomorrow, today, not yesterday, today, matters. You may not be, I couldn't do what I'm doing right now a year ago. Couldn't. This leg wasn't close enough, right? I'm still got a little bit of a gap over here. My stretch through the midsection, not here. Alright, now, back to that push-up. This hand at your hip, the other hand at your other hip, in between your hip and your heel. Push up, and bring those hands in tight. Push up on your fingers, and down, and up, and down. Fingers on your fingers. Push up, and down. One more time. Up. Hold it. Stay there. Hold through the legs. Extend through the legs. And sit. Alright, relax. Open the hips. Right? We're going to do that floor exercise that I showed at the beginning where I was leaning. We're going to do that again in just a second. I am right now. Alright, so feet crossed, and don't try to flatten the knee. This leg rests on the heel, this leg rests on the toes, just behind the metatarsal arch. As we shift back, pull back, just below the knee, you pull back and out, so it's not here, it's here, and then forward. As you pull forward, drop the elbows. Don't push them out. Drop them and pull forward. And just gently rock back and forth. Keep the spine straight. This is, again, the idea of the chest being flat to the legs. So you're not trying to touch your nose to your toes here. Flatten the chest, flatten the back, roll through the hip. Pull up through the pelvic floor as you extend over, and pull back here to pull yourself forward. All right. Just a little, all right, and keep going. Just a little, all right. Relax. All right. Yeah. Both hands on the knees to the outside, right? And you don't want this shouldn't be a big movement, just a little bit, just a little to the outside. Both hands to the outside of both knees. Just you massage the knee joints. That's what we're doing, and to the inside, right? To the outside. And to the inside. All right, relax. Each leg, bring it up. Bring it to the front. So, go to the back here, go to the back here, go to the front, go to the front, to the back again, back again. Well, I was going to the front on that side. Go to the front, and to the front, and one more time to the back, and to the back, and to the front, and to the front. All right. Notice that there is a little bit movement through the body. That, yeah, I do lean just a little bit forward as I'm going to the back. Not too much, but you know, a little bit, yeah, it's okay. We want more that straight sense of the leg is going as opposed to the body is going, because that's why I'm rocking back, but I'm going to keep my legs going here. That's why, right, as I'm here, almost, all right, I have my fingertips here, that same push-up that I was doing before, right here, all right, sink onto the right, sink, hip to the heel. That's why we're doing that, all right, and on the other side, go ahead and use your hands. I need a little more help on this side. Right? Heel has to stay down. Body needs to come up. This foot should be down. All right, and relax. Push yourself back up. All right, that is something that I need to work on. Right? How close did I get? What do I still need? Right? All the time that I'm doing this, I'm doing an evaluation. Right? If, say, you were performing and I'm judging, I would be doing an evaluation. This movement, this skill, this dexterity, this ability, how does what I'm seeing compare to what I've learned should be there. Okay? And I will tell you that as a judge, it's really hard to get a 9 from me, let alone a 10. Nobody gets a 10, sorry. Nobody that I'm judging gets a 10. The people that get 10s are people that would have been judging me. Alright, so 8 is good. 8 is very good. 9 is exceptional. I don't do 10s. I don't. That level of perfection is what we're working towards, not what we have. At some events, there's a effort to move that score higher, move that score higher. Let's I think that's a disservice to anyone who's practicing. If I give you a 10, to me, it's the same as saying you're equivalent to my teacher. No, not happening, right? That perception is something that I think matters. So, if you say, oh, well, I gotta do whatever level, whatever scoring system, I gotta what does that mean? What does that, I got a 10 out of 10. Okay. In the scoring system that was used, yeah, maybe. Probably not, but it's possible. The element of character, the element of dexterity, and the element of proficiency all have to be there for me to even think about a 9, right? Show me that, you got a 9. All right, the movement that we are working on. I'm going to start in this direction. We have, you come from here, step, turn it over to center. Okay, so as I step through here, there's my circle. Straight back, over your head. Straight back, lean back into your knees. Right? And you see where this, I don't know, can you see where the sword is? Right here? No. There. It goes behind you. And it should be more or less parallel to the floor with a yin-yang blade. So the edges of the blade are up and down. Direction of force is straight behind you. So, here, here. It is essential to hold through the back of the leg, the front of the leg, and the hip as you go back. The extension of that to go all the way down. No. No. It's more than what we need. The application doesn't show up. It's distorted a little bit. Because of the body position, the strength that we're able to bring to that movement, here, same idea, except I'm going back over my head. With that in mind, how much force can I bring to the tip of the blade as I take it back overhead? That depends on this being a solid horse stance, by being able to rotate through the hip here and lean without losing strength in my stance here, right? So I lean back on my toes, I'm off balance. I can't do that. Not and have any force going behind me. So as I step up, set, right here, that's set, back. 1, 2. That force is part of what we want to use as we bring the sword around. Okay? So I'm behind, and I'm just marking this, right? There we go. Left hand starts to come in as I circle the sword, slice, yang palm comes around, step behind, yin palm, lean, turn the sword, and down. Alright, I did not go all the way down. I did not. It ain't happening today. That's why we did the stretches. That's why I slowed it down and talked about what do we need to do in the hip, what do we need to do with this, how do we need to work with that. Because it does go all the way down. And if I'm going to, no, that's not it. Alright? That is absolutely not it. Body has to be straight. Hip to the heel. I had to do that in the other room. That sense of placement. Where's my hip? Where's my heel? How do I go up and down? Right? That up and down is something that we're going to work more on tomorrow. Stretches, paying attention to whether or not your body is ready to do this movement. What do I need to do so that my body can get ready to do this movement? What matters? Why is it important? What are we trying to do? Yeah? A little more filet. And except I'm all the way down and body stays straight and I don't stick my nose into it. Right? That correction. What did I do? How did I do it? What was correct? What was not correct? And why? How do I fix it? I knew I did this, I did that. How do I fix it? I fixed it. That's how I fixed it. More about that again tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Wednesday, Dragon Sword again. Working on the same set. Thursday and Friday, Qigong. I hope you'll join me. Thank you.